Hello, welcome to my video. I wanted to talk about this mural all over this building that I didn't see until like yesterday. It cropped up real quick, believe me. Why don't we just have a look at it real quick? So we've got, it says goes out of style, but it doesn't say what. It just says goes out of style. What goes out of style? When I'm 64, Eleanor Rigby. I'm glad we still have Beatles fans. Never give up. This is kind of cool. YCSWU loves you. I don't know what that is. Ooh, burn your money. I like that one. Okay, that's cool, right? We got a diamond. We got that beetle. We got a desert scene. Okay, here's. Pretty sure that's Einstein. There he is. It says just another day in the Matrix. Pretty sure that's Sean. His name escapes me. The gal from Blade Runner. There's the queen. There's my dog. So we've got, stay home right there. Okay, I don't understand this part either. Survival never. What do you mean survival never? Survival never, hold fast. Got this, got that. I was just kind of taken aback by this. I'm going to talk about him in a moment. I was taken aback by this, like, generally, because I was driving around here and, like, I was here, 1 week, and then I wasn't here another week, and then I drove past this, and it was all painted up like this. There was a guy spray painting, like, a block away. Oh, look, we got a paint roller. There's a guy spray painting like a block away, and I asked him if he knew about this, and he didn't know that much about it. And I said, well, this appears to be a vacant space. Here's a vacant space. There's a vacant space. And there's another building, just very similar to this one. I've always actually really liked this building as it was. I just thought it was a really nice building. There's another building down there that is being painted. It's all painted, and there's like a sign on it that's like, I'll include the pictures that are out in front of it, but there's a sign on it that's like restoring this historical building, blah blah blah. I actually got to go inside that building because there was a door that was open and it wasn't locked. I mean, typically we have doors that lock and are working, but I went in there and there was nothing in there other than a shit ton of like hoarded tools and hoarded building supplies. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. But, yeah, so I was like, well, do you know... Hold on, I want to show you this. I actually posted... See how this is all, like, clearly that's all giant painting work. This is like a tiny decal. I don't know if this person was also paid, but I included their work. I posted a picture of their work on my IG recently. But so anyway, that guy was saying, he was like... I was like, well, it appears to be a vacant space. Like, what's going on? He was like, oh, yeah, I don't know. My best guess is just, the business owner. It wouldn't be a business owner because there are no businesses here. But that's what he said. The business owner was just like, okay, have at it. Paint. And this is what we get. We get a nice painted building, but it's not being used at all. I mean, someone actually might live up there. I don't know. But yeah, so and we've got all these names everywhere, and I'm not really talking shit on these artists, because like their work is pretty good. Look at that cool ass goat. It's a pretty cool goat, and he's on the archway. There's a little birdie and a mushroom. I'm just like confused as to the origins of this. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, this young lad, it says mediaart.com, but the I is a 1. This is a decal, first of all. It's not. Anyway, this young man, his name is Keith Haring, and he did all these kind of drawings that were very popular in the 80s and aftermath. He died of AIDS. I'm just like a little confused here as to what like painting these buildings really does. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I mean, I honestly feel like this is propaganda. We're gonna go somewhere better that has better propaganda, but like, I feel like this is like propaganda, and I don't really know how to feel about it. And I don't even know if the artists, like, I don't really think that was their intention, given how like disorganized this whole building painting scheme is. But yeah, we're gonna go somewhere else. I'm kind of sad because the bagel place I wanted to go to, we sold out of bagels, so boo-hoo. All right, 1 coffee and bagel later, I'm feeling much better. He got a puppuccino too, didn't you? I don't know how long he's gonna sit here, so I don't know how long I have to talk about this. I don't want to talk too much shit on it because it was partially done by children. However, that's an interesting concept, because I know for a fact that kids in most public schools, as far as I'm aware, are taught a lot about Martin Luther King Jr. They practically worship him. He's practically a religious figure, which I'm down with, but let's not forget the fact that he beat up prostitutes. Anyway, no one's perfect. No one is perfect, and anyway, yeah, he's worshipped like a god, and I see that in elementary schools, right? But I don't see that in middle and high schools. You know, I feel like there's attempted social. Hold on. And I would say yes, that is true. It's a public park. I can't say get the hell out of my shot. Anyway, there's a lot of attempted consciousness raising, right, in elementary school with young children, and I think that's great, but that doesn't carry through to middle school or to high school. I went to a public high school, and there were five public high schools in my hometown. There were a bunch of other ones that were private, but I digress. And the one that I went to had the lowest graduation rate for black males. So that's bad. The thing about some kind of art like this, oh my gosh, Czech is having a time. He's having a time. The thing about this kind of art being made is that, you know, it's good. It's well-spirited. It means well. And I appreciate the fact that people mean well, but like, if we're gonna do this in elementary school, we're not gonna do this in high school. and people are already fucking racist or whatever the fuck by high school, like, yo, I have a problem with that. And everyone ought to have a problem with that. And this is, like, obviously such a big deal. Delaney was saying to me in a chat that the fact that we don't teach high schoolers modern day history. We don't teach them more recent history. We never went over Rodney King when I was in high school. I don't think ever. I don't think we ever went over that shit when I was in school, period. I think it might have been mentioned, but it should have been a fucking unit. It should have been an entire unit of school. Because that happened while I was a baby. You know, that's more recent history, right? What else happened more recently? We didn't even cover, like, the AIDS virus. We didn't even cover the Reagan administration, and that was still very recent when I was in school. You know, I don't have anything against learning about, you know, ancient Greece or whatever the fuck, but, like, it's not very relevant, okay? Ancient Greece is not as relevant to children as something like Rodney King riots are, right? And when we don't teach children modern day, more recent, relevant history to them, what is going to happen? What is going to happen, right? Oh, there's a cutie pie coming up. I just hope he doesn't come in my shot. It's a young lad. When I see kids, sometimes I feel, like, worried for their future. Just because a lot of the people that comment on my TikToks are children, and the things they're saying are just repulsive. The things they're saying are things that could have been taught to them in school that are bad. You know, the fact that people think that it's funny, like sexist jokes are funny, like racist jokes are funny, whatever the fuck. That's serious. And I'm not saying, like, oh, we can never joke about those things, because we can, by all means. And I think that a lot of the time, jokes like that can actually be useful, because they're, at the very least, touching on an issue no one wants to touch on, right? If y'all watch any Chris Lilly stuff, he's an Australian guy. He makes a ton of racist jokes. He makes a ton of ableist jokes. He does make a lot of sexist jokes too, but I feel like he does it in a way that's funny, but in a way that's relevant, and in a way that's also critical of how other people are treating these groups, right? Like, the joke is usually, what I'm talking about here is, what is that show called? That show he was in with the high school? Summer Heights High. There we go. There are clips of that on YouTube y'all can watch. He is being sexist or racist or ableist on purpose. And it's obvious, right? And it's a joke, and it's funny, and we can laugh at it, but it's also, like, saying this is something that happens. Because it is. Kind of got off on a tangent there. If we don't care about our youth, which we don't, no one gives a fuck about our youth. You know what people care about? Maybe we kind of care about, like, young, cute children under 10, but after that, who the fuck cares? No one cares. That's why the average age of a young girl entering prostitution is 14. Okay? This is all serious, right? And the societies we create, the traditions we create, affect all of us. And right now, this is another reason why rioting and crowds are bad, is like, nothing is sacred anymore. Okay? We don't have anything that's sacred at all. That's why I kind of have a thing for the American flag, and I understand a lot of my followers don't feel the same way, and I totally get it. And y'all can do whatever the fuck you want with your flags. I don't care, but like, I care about it because it's something that is treated as sacred, and technically you're supposed to like fold a flag a specific way. Like, do we have anything else in our fucking culture that you're supposed to fold a specific way? Do we have traditional clothing? Do we have communal ceremonies and events? We don't have any of that. Anyway, I'm saying the fact that we have nothing like that. Well, what do we have? Social media? Concerts? But they're not good enough and they're not intentional enough. So the fact that we have nothing like that, nothing of that nature, is a problem for us, and we're suffering. I saw, my friend Delaney sent me a video of the kids fucking up the Justice Building downtown. I might be able to link it, but I was like, we were just like upset about that having happened, because it's upsetting, and a lot of them had their phones out like filming it, because you want to be, you know, hashtag cool, and filming yourself, you know, getting incriminating evidence against yourself and putting it on your phone, and then maybe putting it on social media. Anyway, that's because that's a good idea. The only thing, you know, she and I were just talking about it, and I was like, you know what? The only thing I can say that's good about this is those kids look like they're having a good time. And I'm glad that these people were able to get together and have a good time fucking up a building. And I hope it was worth it for them. Whatever they got out of it, I hope it was worth it. This is a huge reason why I love movies so much. Okay? Is I think of that as a sacred experience. And I think of that as a special communal event, right? Back in the day, when all we had was a fire and someone telling a story, that was our entertainment, right? And we were lucky enough to be entertained sometimes when we, you know, weren't looking for food or whatever. And, you know, we don't have those so much anymore. We can. I'm for fires, I'm for campfires, okay? Don't stop having fires, but I'm saying it's just not as relevant right now in urban life. But we can go to a movie theater, or we used to be able to go to a movie theater. You can go to a movie theater, and that's a modern day campfire. You can watch a story with a group of people. You don't even have to know their names. You don't even have to like them. But you can laugh at this story together. You can cry at this story together, and you can watch it together, and it's a shared experience. And due to the fact that so many people stopped going, I feel like that really actually hit society hard. Like, overall. Okay? Overall, I do. I just have to show you how cute he is, because he's so cute. He's tired. We've been walking a lot today. This is a good intention, and I appreciate the intention here. I really do. But look at this sun coming up. Praise be to Gaia. Baruch Hashem. Ah. But it's not enough. Ain't enough. we have to be doing more to care for and about each other. We have to be doing more to care for and about ourselves. And if you're not doing that, then we can't have a cohesive society. We can't.